All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of AchromatiCraft. Today's finally going to be the day, guys. We're going to get all the villagers that are in this building into their own place. I want to start getting all the books we need, all the armor, and all the tools. We're going to be doing a lot of work on this server if we're going to convert it all to grayscale. So let's really focus today on getting those villagers into their own building. I think we're going to build it up there. But before we do that, I have a little bit of cleanup that we need to do. I need to finish up this carrot farm. I started getting some of the wall in here. Looks like we're going to have to move the portal pretty soon. But let's get this finished up. So we'll do a quick time lapse and get this going. Alright guys, that wasn't too bad. We got that done pretty quick. Used up some stone hose here. And now what I need to do is, you can see I've put the balloons up for the lights to be held. Let's go grab those lights and get that taken care of. Alright, we found those lights. Let's get them installed now. So really, I do this pretty easy. You just have to go through, chop out the pillar. Biggest thing is when you start jumping down, you gotta make sure not to trample any of the crops. That's why I did the pillars first and then did that land. We'll just cut this out here real quick. Now you really don't need this in here, but during the night, if you do have some light, it'll help your crops grow. That's why I always put them in there. These are soul lantern lights, so they're not going to give off as much light, but you know, they just look cool and make kind of a boring crop area look a little bit cooler. I originally got this idea when I wanted to build some tiny little hot air balloons, and I thought this was kind of the perfect little hot air balloon. Looks like the basket with the balloon on top. Alright, so we got those done. This farm is ready to go, except for that. I'll take care of that in a little bit. But let's get this wall built up, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, that didn't take too long. Just had to put a little bit of glass in, some stone slabs. We have this farm ready to go. Now, a couple people were asking, how does this farm work with the multiple layers? So real quick, let's go up and release the water and kind of show you how it works, and then we'll replant it. Hopefully we'll start getting up closer here to the top. So it works pretty easy. I just like to stand up here at the top. I'm going to do an empty hand just so I don't place any blocks there. And you just right click all the way down. I've spaced each layer just right so the water just barely makes it over that half slab and harvests its way down. So once it gets going pretty far, all you gotta do is come back, click all the doors closed, and we'll see if any carrots kind of got missed. Sometimes they don't always get washed down, they get stuck on these half slabs. No big deal, we can pick those up. You get stuck on these trap doors. I like to use these trap doors so I don't jump on the crops. But just like that, all your carrots are there and ready to be picked up. I'm going to replant these real quick and then we'll get on to our next project. Wow, that was a lot of carrots to get in there. How many do we have left? Oh, that's what I love about carrots and potato farming, is even that small portion we had at the end still gave us quite a bit of carrots. And so even though this took us a bit to plant, when this all grows up and we harvest it, we're going to be able to get a lot of emeralds out of the villagers. So now that we got that taken care of, we can start getting ready to go build our trading hall. So I'm going to build it over here. It's going to actually be quite sizable. I don't like putting villagers just in a little 1 by 1 square. I want to give them an area that they can actually move around in. They're still going to be grouped by what kind of villager they are, but I want to have an actual hall for them, somewhere to live where they have beds, they have their workstations, and they can walk around. These are villagers after a while. We want to treat them well. So I'm going to build it this way. We're probably going to have the entrance facing this direction. And I don't know how far back we're going to need to go, but let's real quick go through here and just clean it up. We need to flatten it a little. It is going to be quite the big trading hall. So let me do that real quick. All right, after starting to dig this out, we dug out quite a big area here. I actually don't know if I want my door to face that way. It seems like it wouldn't be facing anything. But I think I might actually change my mind and build it facing my house. We might actually come out into here and build it back that way facing this way. I realize that I've got a road that comes up right here. I left this big enough when I was building that I could kind of put a main walkway all the way up. So maybe what this will do is just come right up and walk you right into the trading hall. So it feels like there's a reason for this big main path, which will be to lead right into the trading hall. But before we can do that, I have a lot of mining to do. We need to get some andesite. We need to try and see if we can also find some calcite. I want to use that for our iron farm. So while we're down mining, let's look for some andesite. We're gonna need some more stone, some more black stone, of course. I've got a bunch already stored up in our storage house over there. But let's go get some of those things so that we can get this thing built. All right, we're kind of on our first layer here. This is where I drop down into my mine shaft, and that's where I go down to deep slate level. You can see that stuff affected even down here in the mine a little bit. So what we're going to do is I've dug this tunnel out to go clear down there. And what we're going to do real quick is just find these pockets of andesite. We'll even get some of the diorite. We're just going to dig all this out, and we need about maybe 5 or 6 stacks of this, maybe even more. So let's just find these pockets, dig them out, and we'll do that in a time lapse. Here we go. All right, I gotta stop the time lapse right now. This is the biggest vein of andesite I've ever seen. I don't know if that's new with 1.19, but holy cow, this is quite the deposit of andesite. We might get all the stacks we need. How many do we have so far? We have almost 3.5 stacks just from this one thing. I thought we were gonna have to be traveling all over the map, or at least all over this mine, to find all the andesite we're gonna need. But I'm just going to keep clearing this out. I don't want to make you sit through me just mining a whole bunch of this over and over again. So I'm going to keep mining, see how much we can get from this deposit alone. And if it's not quite enough, then I'll just go look for some more. And I'll be right back when we've got this all gathered up. All right, look at how much we have cleared out. This was completely solid. I still haven't even gotten all of the andesite we need, so we're going to actually keep using this. Looks like it keeps going back there as well. So plenty of andesite. We'll be able to come back here. So far what we've got was, how many stacks is that? 12 and a little bit of andesite. That's plenty. That's all we're going to need for this build, hopefully. If not, we know where to get more. So we'll come back here in a second. I'm going to go drop this off, and then we're going to come back, get some more stone, some deep slate, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, we got some major mining done here. I figured since we already dug a lot of the andesite out, let's just keep going and start digging out the stone here as well. So we dug quite a big hole. I think we've got enough resources. We did the same thing for deep slate down below. So we're able to get quite a bit of deep slate. You'll find out the reason I'm called Q Prospector is because I love to just sit there and dig. So sometimes I dig a little too much, but because we're going to be using deep slate across all of our products, we're going to be doing this quite a bit. So if I got some extra, no problem. We're even able to get some tuff and some calcite. And let me tell you, that was hard to find. It took me a lot of digging to find one of those geodes. I was hoping one of them would be right off of a cave, but not so. I had to dig around. We can go see that next time. But we were able to get some tuff and some calcite, get that stone, and then again, kind of that andesite and diorite that we were able to collect here. So I think we got enough. Let me take this upstairs and get it set up so we're ready to start building. All right, that was a lot more trips than I thought, but we got it both, all that stuff up here into both of these chests here. Got a little setup for us. And where we're at, just for references, here's where our farms are. Here's our tree farm. I'm hoping I put these far enough away. We're really just going to come over here and line up the entrance with where this is here and put it there. So this is actually going to take a minute to get all the blocks going and get it going. And I'm not going to bore you with building it. So I'm going to just take my time here, clear out the space. We're going to do a little spin and there it is. Whoa. That took a lot longer than I thought. This thing is massive. I knew kind of when I started building it, it was going to be big. But here's the trading hall. You can see we had to push pretty close to this farm, but I think it's okay. We use these cobblestones to hopefully line us up right where that path comes so that we can build this path coming straight in. So what is this place? This place has walls underneath these carpets here so that a villager can't get in or out. But they've got some beds. We'll put their workstations probably out here somewhere so that they can get out in the fresh air and be able to have a view, but then come in and sleep when they need to. We won't be able to get out because, like I said, there's those walls under there. We're going to have different ones in each one. So this might be the librarians. Maybe two of them are librarians. One's armor, one's tools, one's farmers, one's the other ones we need. So we'll get them all up here. There's going to be a way that I found from, I believe it was XB Crafted, where he showed lining up beds and then using a bell to kind of scare them. They'll make their way into the trading hall just by following these beds. They always want to find a bed to go to. We're going to give it a shot. I don't know if it'll work, but let me get this prepped inside. We need to move some of those glass panes. So give me a minute and then we'll do it. All right, guys, we are ready to try and move the villagers. This is either going to be the best or the worst thing I've ever decided to do. We're going to try and use the bell trick to see if we can put the bell down, ring it, and make them kind of travel the beds up into that place. But before we do it, I want to make sure that we get all the extra bells. I hope we got all the beds out because they're going to go looking for those beds. We're going to jump in here real quick, break their beds. We're probably going to be leaving some of them behind. But let's get those beds in preparation to get them out of here. You can see last time I traded with two of these guys. Able to get looting 2 and sweeping edge. So we'll keep doing this as we get more. Have to be really careful. There's an iron golem in here, and I do not want him to attack us if I hit one of these villagers. So like I said, we're going to bust these guys out. See if we can get them to come to this bed by ringing that bell. Give me 1 second here. I'm just going to double check to make sure we haven't done anything weird. All right, we're going to give it a shot. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try. We're going to open this wall up. Going to ring this bell. See if they'll freak out and go for the beds. Some of them are. Some of them are getting a little stuck here. But yeah, let's keep them going. All right, this is working okay. Break this other bed. Now the biggest thing, we just gotta make sure that we don't hit them. And I brought a couple beds. I don't know, this isn't working so great. Oh, they're getting lost. Let's see if we can break this one. Hit that bell. Why can't I pick up the bell? There we go. Just couldn't see that bed. Let's get them. Oh, where are they going? Okay, they're coming back. Someone found workstations, it looks like. There we go. Getting them. I think. I'm in their rooms. And I'm gonna block this up real quick. That's gonna mean some of these villagers don't make it in. That's okay. We got them, guys. We got them. This is awesome. So glad we got them in here. They're gonna be able to find their beds when it gets to nighttime. I blocked off the entrances that go down. So hopefully they will start finding those beds. And we'll start figuring out which of these guys are gonna be what. So is it getting time? Oh, perfect. It's getting nighttime now. So I'm going to let them go to bed, and I will be right back. All right. I think we got them all sleeping in here. Like we got 6 in there. No one's in there. Bunch in here. We're going to have to get rid of this green coat guy. And then we got the rest in here, y'all. Looks like some of them have workstations that they picked up somewhere. We'll have to break those so that we make sure we get the right type of villagers in here. Not a big deal. Even if we have to move them to another room, we'll do that. I'm going to come out here. Actually, maybe I'm going to sleep inside. At this point, there's probably bad guys out there. So let's sleep in here. Let's get that night slept away. And there we have it, guys. We got those villagers in there. There were still 2 that didn't make their way over, but we put them back in that house. So we'll be able to use them, breed them up, and we'll use them for our iron farm when we make that over there. But let's get some of these villagers into their right professions. Let's do that now. Let me go grab their workstations and I'll be right back. All right, I think we got all this stuff ready to start trading. I've cleaned up a lot of our stuff that we were using to build. Got in a few chests there, and then I've actually been able to harvest the carrots and potatoes a few times. We're going to use that, see if we can get some of those farming villagers there, and then we also have harvested the sugar cane a few times. So I think we got what we need. Let's start getting some of this going. I'm going to actually come back up here. I want to drop off some of these workstations. And you'll see that I closed these guys in with dirt. For some reason they were wanting to all come out here. So I closed it off just until we get the trades going. But let's do that. And let's start maybe with the farmers. I think those are going to be easier. So let's take some of these potatoes and some of the carrots. We're primarily going to make sure that we have those for our primary trading pieces, just because you can get so many of them. You might have to actually leave some stuff here. But let's jump in. Okay, I think we're going to make this one, even though we've got a few different people in here. I think we're going to make this one the village, or the farmer one. Man, that guy really wants to get out. Let's see. Oh man, right on the first one. So we're not going to do anything too crazy. We're just going to get him locked in. Let's see if we can get another one. Okay, not quite what we wanted. I'm going to move some of this around. So we're just going to keep doing this until we get exactly the guys that we want. Oh, don't want him. Oh. Going to make sure that we get really good trades. And at some point we might bring a zombie in here and cure them so their prices are even lower. But for now, just having guys that can trade both potatoes and carrots will be really good for us. But as you can see, sometimes that's tricky to get that combination. They love to do wheat and beets. We'll keep going here for a second and see if we can get it. And I'll be back with you as soon as I get a few more of these guys. Alright guys, that took us a little bit longer than I thought it would. We've now got 4 villagers that will keep trading us potatoes and carrots. So let's get a few of them leveled up here. We'll get some of their other trades open up. This is exactly what I want, that potato and carrot farm. We're going to be able to get lots of emeralds, which is going to help us to unlock some of those harder ones that have the armor and the tools that we're going to need. We're just going to keep harvesting those potatoes and carrots every time they're ready to go, and make sure that we get plenty of emeralds. I mean, just from these few harvests, we're going to get almost a stack of emeralds. This is awesome. And there we go. Looks like we got 53 emeralds just from that little bit of carrot and potato trading. That's really what I want to have here, is plenty of people in there, so when we get a large harvest, we come in, we can do what we need to with them. And then at some point we'll get all these people in their right spots. But I also want to get some armor and tool guys going. Let's see if we can get some room out here and get a few of these guys going. Maybe they're not interested. Come on guys, there we go. Alright, so we're going to start. We're going to get plenty of armor. That's kind of the hard thing here, is there's going to be a lot of just stuff that we kind of junk for a minute. We can buy a lot of those, but I don't want to buy that many. Alright, he's going to level up to the next one already. Perfect. This guy's so expensive. That's why we need to get that iron farm going. Is if we can get the iron farm going, we can get a lot more emeralds. So we'll keep watching on him. Looks like they're going to sleep. That's probably a good time for me to go sleep too. Be right back. Okay, it looks like now we really just got this grind in front of us to see how many of these guys we can. I'm gonna throw some axes out real quick. We can get this guy leveled up. We're definitely going to have to build some way of storing all this stuff. But that's kind of the grind that I'm going to go through. I'm going to keep going, getting on our crops, getting on our sugarcane, and we'll just keep trying to level up these guys. And that is about it for today. I know it's a lot. We built this whole big building, which was a ton of work. It took me 2 full real days to kind of get this place going. So in the next episode, we'll work on getting an iron farm. We need a lot of these guys so that we can keep our trading going, so we can keep building with everything that we need to. But I think we did a lot of great building today. So thanks for joining me, and watch for that next episode where we'll work on an iron farm, probably over there, and I'll show you kind of how the grind goes in the next one. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to mention is one of the things we want to do next time is start making sure more of this gray ground spreads out more. We've got a lot of grass here that needs to be infected. We really want to cover this whole island. So watch for that next time too. And between now and then, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you have ideas on what we could do here in this world. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.